Hello, what's up, people? Let me know if the audio is fine and everything. But hello, how's it going? Welcome to another day of checking the progress that I've done during the week on Mega Mage. And yeah, just generally, let me know if I'm okay. I sound fine. Okay. How's the week going? How's everything going? I hope you're doing wonderful. And yeah, let me just get into what I've done this week. I'm gonna share you exactly like what I've done. It's not crazy progress. Like I think last week we did like crazy amount of progress in terms of what was built. This week is not as crazy as last week, I would say, but still very cool to see, because you're gonna like get the idea of how settlements are going to look, kind of, yeah, how settlements are going to look in the first region. At least the other settlements in other regions are going to look differently, but at least you can get a peek of what I've been doing in terms of settlements. And we're very close to finishing the first settlement, which is taking more than I expected, but yeah, you'll see. And Born is over here to says, hey, been a while since I got last stream. How you been, Roman? Well, thank you for joining, Born. It's awesome to have you here. And I've been good. I've been doing fine. Yeah, some better days, some worse days, but overall I'm super fine. And how are you? How has everything been going, Born? I'd like to know. Yeah, so let me get this over here. Okay. So I was playing a little bit with. I should probably. Okay, let's play it as if I were like playing the game. Let me show you as if I were playing the game. I tweaked a little bit more stuff. So in terms of shaders, you'll see that things are a little bit darker in default mode, which is intended. I have like extra shadows. And I plan to have I plan to work on post-processing later, but I want to like basically make everything like vibrant and like I don't want it to feel like super, I don't know, cartoony in that sense. I want it to be like, I don't know, a little bit more atmospheric. Alrighty, so here we are in the center of this settlement. Let's just get out of this first, so you can see how the flow of the battle is gonna go, kind of. So yeah, you're gonna be on the open world, okay, and this is what you're gonna be seeing from outside. I don't know if it's yeah, it's like running at 22 FPS. I know FPS. I know that it doesn't sound that good, but you have to consider that it's currently running in Unity. So when I like build this, it's gonna run better. And I also have to have some stuff set to static, so I can save in performance over there. But yeah, overall it's just this, and I'll probably like do level of details and some stuff, so it doesn't get as heavy on the graphic side. And Born, you say, what? When did you change the style? It looks so good. Well, thank you. I've changed it. I think it was, well, I started with the player. I'm not sure if you saw this guy. But yeah, now it has like bones and stuff. Like you can see the hut on the core piece is moving. What else? Yeah, like that's like the main thing with the character. I had to remake the clothing system, so it accepts like bones inside the clothes that are going to control the movement of the clothes, so it has a little bit more of bounce and it doesn't feel as static as it felt before. And yeah, about the style of the game, I'm using a lot of Aseprite. Dude, I have Aseprite open. I'm going to show you a couple of textures I've done. But it's super cool to do the texturing work over there, because, well, I'm gonna show you a lot of stuff too, like how's the texturing progress, the process, and how do I do things in Blender, and I pass them to Aseprite and stuff. Oh yeah, the pixelated shader. Yeah, it's a Pro Pixeler. It's an asset from the asset store. I just tweaked it to the style of the game. It's a pretty good asset. Super good. And yeah, for example, there are some shaders over here, like in the... It's not just the vase shader. I have like triplanar shader, and I can show you the shaders if you want. But I have a triplanar shader, so things, for example, let me see. What's triplanar over here? You can see that these things are triplanar, like the walls and the insides are triplanar mapped. So I'm not sure how to explain it, but it's not like it's a texture mapped to the UVs of the object. It's mapped to the UVs of the world. So for example, let me get into the ceiling so you can see like how it works, because it's pretty obvious over there. Let me get over here. Yeah, so you see it's not like aligned with the object, it's aligned with the world. So that's how I make it look that way. And of course the pixelation, it's like I had to do a lot of like the main thing is like done in a sprite. And I think it's this one, like the tiles that are in the ceilings, or like, sorry, not the ceilings, but the roofs, are one of the textures that I like the most. Well, Father, you say, Roman, low FPS because of so many game objects, mesh materials. Yeah, that's exactly right. You can see like in some places, like it gets to 120. Like if I'm looking over here, I get 150 or something. I start looking over here, I get like 23, and it's because it's not optimized yet. It is going to be optimized. It's not optimized yet. Okay. So yeah, I was saying something about the flow of how this is going to work. I still have to do gates and doors and light sources, because let me get over here and let's see. If I do this and I put the intensity of this light to 0, we'll have like day and night. So I need to make sure that on the settlements, like there is enough light, so you can at least see something. And I was trying some stuff over here with point lights, which are not that expensive to run. So I can have like, I don't know, 8 to 16 for a settlement, and we can have some illumination. And you can see with the light sources and everything, the shader still like does apply some sort of like bonding, which is called like lighting ramps. So yeah, you can see it is not a smooth lighting, it's like bonded. Yeah, I don't think you responded to how you were. So feel yeah, you just answer whenever you're ready, dude. Yeah, so the thing is, for now I'm just like doing the settlement. So let me get some light over here so I can show you more of the settlement. Yeah, so the flow is over here. This is gonna be a gate over here. This is gonna be closed, okay? When you first get in here, it's gonna be closed, and you will have to get here. There's gonna be some enemies over here. You're gonna beat them with it's basically the same as before. It's gonna be the same combat system, just applied in like a different setting. No waves, but like you just clear these places. Then you get here, and you're gonna get like more enemies that you have to beat, and then you get over here, which will have more enemies. But here you have the option of after you beat the enemies that are over here, you can directly head to the last area that's gonna be here, where the last kind of combat is gonna happen over here. And yeah, you can head directly here on just combat over here. But if you do this, you will have to fight more enemies that are over here that you could have like better managed like the combats if you were to, instead of going straight to the last area, just go up and right, and here you're gonna have an extra battle in case that you want to like manage the combat a little bit more and have to deal with less enemies at a time, so it's a little bit easier for you to beat this area. Yeah, that's about it in terms of the combats. And I have put some stuff over here. Like I plan to have some NPCs come like live in here once you have liberated these elements. So yeah, I think I show you this last stream most likely, but I wanted to like update on how the visuals are working, because I think I didn't have roofs, I didn't have some textures that were over here, I think. Nick is saying, Roman, remove all the materials, they are too expensive. Well, the good thing is that in terms of the environment, like for example, this grass and this thing over here, like this cobblestone over here, and the tiles over here, like everything that's a tile, it shares the same material. So it's just one batch of calling the material in the you can see in the statistics there are a lot of batches, but in terms of like calling materials, it's just one, because it's one for the tiles at least. Same thing with the matches, it's just batching everything because it's the same match. It's a 4x4 quad. Regor, you say smooth moonlight during night in this game would make it so beautiful. Yeah, I think so. I will not have, I will probably not have it as dark as this. Yeah, this is not a thing. Probably not gonna be a thing. Because it's just so super dark, and I'm not striving for realisticness, or like, I'm not trying to make this realistic. I'm just trying to make it atmospheric, and like it looks good, you know. It doesn't have to be super realism. So you will still be able to see something. Maybe I'm still not sure what the intensity of the lighting will be during night, but maybe something like this, I don't know. And I'll probably have like some sort of filter or something that makes it, let's filter this, let's make it kind of like this a little bit. Yeah, so it's like a little bit more like a cooler light than during the day. And maybe during the day I could do something like this. I'm still like just thinking out loud over here, because this is not something that has been defined. Let's do one. Let's do a warmer kind of light, so it's more it's warmer during the day and cooler during the night in terms of the color of the light. And Born, you say, oh lol, I'm great. Okay, that's very good to hear. And you say very hot today. Heat advisory for today and tomorrow for heat index 41 Celsius to 43 Celsius. That's crazy. That is crazy. 41 to 43. Wow. I think we have never gone over 40 in Chile over here. At least that I know of. And like getting to 36, it's crazy here, and you can like feel it. It's not something that you say, oh, it's kind of hot. No, it's 36 is you're dying. I can't really imagine what 41 and 43 must feel like. Nick is like, too many materials. There should be none to make the changes performant. Yeah, how are you going to have texture happening then? Regular elements, you say there are two types of night in games, either pitch black or absolutely breathtaking, beautiful, stunning, ravaging, staggering, show-stopping, striking moonlight night ever. A moonlit night ever. I'm gonna strive for the second one. I'm not trying to do realistic. Because it's more boring for the type of graphics that we have. I think we can like take the advantage, like, yeah, like basically make use of our looks and just having something more stylized and not realistic, because realistic works for some games, and if it were like a survival or other type of game that's more realistic, I would fuck with it heavy. But for this game, it doesn't really add anything to it. I think it would even make it work, or even make it worse. So yeah, that's it for the settlement. I'm gonna show you some textures or the texturing work on Sprite, and also how these things work on Blender. And in case that you didn't, well, in case that you want to know what this is, well, I'm not sure what I'm gonna put here. I thought of putting here maybe a tavern of some sort, or some place for the NPCs to gather at night, maybe. I'm still not sure, and probably there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna be cut out for the demo, not for the real game. For the final release, there will be kind of, I will try to make these settlements not be super populated, but the population that that each settlement has, I'll try to make it lively, so it's at least going to like move places. Maybe it's not going to be like a Red Dead Redemption 2, like, not at all. They are not going to like go that much outside of the settlement and stuff, but they will be moving inside the settlement, and like I will figure out what to make them do inside the settlement, so it feels a little bit more alive. And Nick, you say, is the temperature range really that small in Chile? Kind of. I think we get to, yeah, like 36 at most in summer. And I don't think we ever, well, maybe sometimes, but it's not very common to drop to 0 or less temperature. It's like generally when it's cold, it's like 3, 4, 5 degrees. And Gregor, you say, okay. Born, you say, our highest real temperature is 40 Celsius. Heat index is like, feels like, I'm sure. Okay. Well, 40 degrees is still a lot of degrees. And Gregor, you say, my thermostat was showing like 50 one day. I think it's broken. You would have been like cooking, but I know some countries get to 50. I'm not sure where. I've seen like Arizona at some point got, I don't know if right now it's the same, but it was like burning stuff. That's the level of temperature that they had over there, and it's not like humid temperature. I honestly prefer the dry heat than humid heat, because when it gets humid, it like I don't know, it gets into your clothing. It's like you get super sweaty. It's crazy. With the global warming, who knows? And Godfather, you say, Nick is always trying to bully or counter me. Why? Oh, with stream avatars. And Gregor, you say, my country's record heat is 36.6. Bro, no way. Wow. Well, it is very close to Chile too. All right, so I think that's about it. There are some places you can see over here that the transition is not like smooth. I don't really mind the transition not being super smooth. And it's just like a trade-off that you have to do when you want to have things made out of blocks that are not blocky. Because, for example, this part was a pain in the ass to do. Just because I wanted to have some, or like just try to have some part of the building that's not like made in a grid, kind of. So yeah, I used the diagonal over there, and I had to do so much work for it to not look bad. But I think it's worth it. It was worth it. Yeah, you can see over here. Oh yeah, apart from that, I plan to have, when I make more pieces of clothing, I will plan to have, I don't know, over here there will be something on Liberation that you will be able to get here, and maybe get a piece of clothing from this place or some other place while you're liberating. So apart from getting a new spell when you liberate a settlement and XP and the other stuff, I will plan to like put things like points of interest for you to get there, and like for exploring. Basically, if you wanna like explore the world, you will be compensated with pieces of clothing and gems, which are I'm not going to talk much about, but it's basically like the way you integrate passive abilities into your wizard. Arizona the country, what? No, Arizona is a state or a city? Sorry for being uncultured. I'm not sure if it's state or a city. Or like a What? The minimum recorded temperature in Poland ever was -41. And the record top was surpassed recently in that heat wave for 40.5. What a range. What a range. -41. How did you even survive? Like, I guess, well, the other day I saw a documentary of people living in I think it was Siberia or something like that. Like temperatures generally were -50s, -60s, and I think that's like the coldest place on earth. But they basically had to like carry kilos of clothing just to like get out, and they couldn't stay long. Like they couldn't stay out for long because they would literally like get frozen. Yeah, but still -41. I can really imagine. I can't comprehend how cold that is. In 1940, it was a war. People were fighting in those temperatures. Wow. Unbelievable. Alrighty, so I was going to show you the texturing work I had done. Yeah, over here I don't really have my textures open. Let me see if I can get open recent. Let's do exterior structure. Skip. Yeah, you can see like that's the texture how it looks over here, and this is how it looks in game. Since it's tiled, it's just gonna like get adjusted like their UVs in terms of what the world is like showing. So it is looking pretty well. But over here, this is the bad thing about triplanar mapping, which is it's not like very noticeable over here, but you can see there are some kind of like seams, like darker areas in the wood part over here. You see, but at certain angles, this doesn't like these really don't look the same, you know. And it's not a big problem over here, I'd say, but you have to be careful with that if you want to have something that's not a straight angle in your game if you're using triplanar mapping. Same thing here, it's not exactly the same, but it's not a big deal in this case. My state is a coastal state. And need you say death? That's how you imagine that, yeah. If you don't have a fire, you die. Yeah. Pretty much. Crazy. Crazy to fight in that weather. You're like fighting... I would imagine more... You're fighting more with the weather than your enemy. And Godfather say Roman cap on? No, no way. Okay. Yeah, so let me show you how what I'm going to be doing in Blender. So this is the current thing that I'm building. I'm just building these fireplaces because I did a little bit of research of how people used to do like lighting inside of their like places in medieval times, and most of the time it was like candles, fireplaces a lot of the time, and depending on how wealthy you were, it was like beeswax candles or something like made out of animal fat. But for this, I will take the liberties of not doing like historically accurate stuff, just because I wanted to. I don't really care about being historically accurate. I just care about, does it look good? Is it believable enough? There's not enough people for Battle Royale. Oh yeah. Well, anyway, I'm just making fireplace over here, and as you can see, the texture doesn't look as good as the other textures, and that's just because I'm just like doing the like lining up the bricks so I can see where they are, you know. And these textures, since they are so small, I don't have that much control over some stuff. So what I will do is, after I have done this like lines basically, then I can take this into a sprite. And let me show you. Let's do image, save as. Let's go up. I'm not sure if I saved this. I could probably have. Let's do file, open. Let's do region 1 and decoration. Yeah, here we have it. So if I open this, you will see that now I have way more control over here, because I can literally like just paint. It's like this software, this sprite is made for pixel art, so it handles it pretty well. But for example, if I get to texture paint over here, you will see. Let me get something like red, so I can show you better. You see, I'm not sure if it's very visible, but when I try to paint stuff, I'm clicking. Like my click is I'm holding click, and it's not painting because yeah, it's not made for this. I guess it's made for more higher resolution painting, you know. So yeah, it's not the best for doing this, and I'm just like getting the texture first to like line it up in here, and then modify the texture in a sprite. Born, you have to go. You say, unfortunately I have to go. Bye. Well, thank you for joining, Born. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye. Enjoy the weekend. Overtime fireplace. Color palette of overtime. Why color palette of overtime? I think overtime was like way more into the purples, like violet, like strong violets, more than this. But I see what you're saying, maybe with the stone bricks. Seba, what's up, Seba? Can I see the settings of the brush? I don't have the settings over here. I would show you 100%, but I think... Oh, here, yeah, brush settings. Let's do... Let me get out of here so you can see. It's just like the regular in Blender. It's not... I haven't really changed anything but the radius. And yeah, the thing is, Blender, I don't think it's very good for painting textures that are this small, because this is 128 by 128, and more than that, it's 128 by 128 for all three pieces, because this is separate. Like this, let me get it over here. Yeah, these are separate pieces, just so I have more control of how big I can make this stuff. Like for example, I could do this and duplicate. Let's do G set 2, and I can expand this as much as I would like, and it's gonna tile fairly nice. But yeah, it's just so small that Blender doesn't really like it. See the stroke setting. Let me see. Yeah, the stroke. The stroke method, it's set in spacing, that ratio. Like this is the default setting. Like I really haven't changed anything at all, and it's mostly because since I just need to like make the guides, it's not very important that I have the maximum control over here, as long as I can make it. I can make the guides for painting in A-Sprite, which, for example, what I really like about A-Sprite is that the spray, like spray painting over here, works way nicer for pixel art, just because everything is thought for pixel art. It just works substantially better than the other programs that are not meant specifically for pixel art. And Nick, you say, I'm looking more at the texture. The light on Blender, or lack thereof, is not that similar. Well, yeah. Well, it's still, like, it's not going to look like this. Like, for example, there are other textures that don't really look the same, just because of the shader. The shader does so many things in terms of how it handles color and light, that it really is not like what you see in the texture is not like representative of how it's gonna look. It is roughly representative, but it's not 100% representative. Yeah, working in pixels still more efficient. Yeah, if you have like super small sizes, like you're not going to, and vice versa. If you're working with something larger, let's say once you leave them 124 by 124 sizes, once you leave that size, I think working with A-Sprite, it is way harder. And Godfather, you say, I want to make Claude in Unity, like making the machine learning like Cloud, like you're talking about the AI Cloud in Unity. What, Godfather, say? Is Claude inside Unity? I have seen the AI over here, this AI setting, but I haven't really installed it or anything. I mean, I should check on it. Like, I don't want to get stuck in my ways, but I just haven't had no, I have had the time, but I haven't had like the priority of checking it. And so you say, I like the new pixel style of the view. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm leaning this way just because it is easier for me to make at scale. The textures is way easier for me, and also because of performance. You see every single tile over here, like these are made out of tile, like you can tell these are made out of tiles, and the liberty that gives you is well, it's more performant. And also when you make an atlas texture, like I can really like show you that. Let's just go over here on Sprite. Let's do open and environment. Yeah, this one. So yeah, this is the cool part. Like this is 512 by 512 if I'm not mistaken. But these textures are so small. Like these tiles are so small that I can just have the one material, and I have like all of the spaces for like just to make textures. And I plan to use one of these atlases, like this is what they're called, like atlas textures. One of these for each region. So it's just gonna be one material per region, which is very good in terms of performance. I just have to make sure that I don't get too crazy with other materials, because I do have other materials that are not using atlases. And Nick, you say me neither. I have not heard a good opinion on it because nobody uses it, or at least they don't brag about it. Yeah, I think at one point I will probably use it. I just have been doing other stuff, so I haven't. Gregory, you say I wanted to create an account called Roman's Vacuum. Why? But I'm too dumb for that. Yes, you read that right. You read that right. What for? What for, Rigor? Alright, so yeah, that's basically what I've done this week. It's not a lot of work in terms of like progress, but as you can see here, like before, I'm not sure if I told you or if I showed you, but we didn't really have any of the bottom parts of this, because in the tool that I built, it's not really creating the bottom pieces, and I explicitly made the tool so it doesn't create the bottom pieces, because there are multiple places. Like I'm gonna show you, not in the game view, but in the scene view, there are multiple places that I don't really need those things. So for example, over here, why would I render 2 more tiles if I don't really need them? You know, especially on terrain. Like that's the most important thing. Especially on terrain, I don't render stuff that you're not going to see, like, ever. And over here, I still have to like make sure that all of the things are set to static, because I have created some stuff that are not set to static and it's messing the performance up. Let's see, on map, for example, I have this thing is set to static. This thing is set to static. And this thing, okay, everything is set to static. Let me, yes, change children. Change children. Okay, so sometimes when I do, the thing is I do duplicate some stuff. For example, when I built the bottom pieces, I just like duplicated stuff, and maybe some of those pieces were not set to static. But yeah, I still have to like figure out, and this is not how it's gonna run. By the way, this is just because I have this is not summed out or summed into this. But yeah, I have to figure out how to make it even more performant, and I will figure it out. But for now, it's just about like defining the style, the visual style, how to build the settlements. So I have like a, for example, over here in Notion, I kind of did a checklist of what I need to make a settlement, and I'm still in the middle of finishing this one. But first is designing the layout according to the design notes, which is like, for example, not put pieces like when I'm designing one settlement, I have to take into consideration two things, like the state of how you're gonna be liberating it, so the combat is engaging and you can't like directly go to the center or like to the final area, and making that same space be like open and like good enough in terms of how a settlement should be for living in it, you know? Yeah, Godfather is like crazy on the money side. 33,000. Yeah, but it includes that, then laying out the map block that I showed you like 2 weeks ago probably, or maybe last week. Like doing the blockout with the other pieces, then converting them into surfaces, placing the roofs, making and placing. Dude, you don't know how much time it takes to make these materials and making sure they look good, iterating on them, fixing the surfaces and texture errors, make the bottom faces of surfaces. Like there's a lot of things that you can rate them over here if you'd like to like see the full list. If you're really interested, like you can just pause it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it here because I really haven't done that much this week in terms of like progress, but I'm sure. Okay, let me see. Let me show you what I'm gonna be working on this week. I thought of having like the 3 settlements for the demo. I will probably not have them. I will probably have 1 settlement done for the demo and hopefully a tutorial too. But yeah, basically this week, and yeah, probably next week too, I will be like defining stuff visually, like day and night cycle. I will revisit the spells because the spells are not using really the new visuals. They are exactly the same as they were before, so they kind of look a little bit like not really from this world. Like they're not using the same shaders or anything. So yeah, I'm gonna revisit those spells. What else? I will do the post-processing stuff. I will try to make some animations for player idling, player walking directions. So when it walks sideways and backwards, it has a custom animation for that. And what else? Yeah, making the player have stamina, as I said before in other streams, and making the first enemy with this style, and that should be it. Like I think when I get there, I will have version 3, a beta 3.0 out. Yeah, I still have to do decorations and stuff, but I don't plan to do like a lot of decorations. Well, I do plan to do some decorations inside settlement, but remember that this settlement is not like the only thing in the world. Like you get to the settlement and it's not going to be well, it's gonna have different decorations from the rest of the world, because yeah, the rest of the world is less about settlements, more about like pure terrain. But yeah, I will add some trees. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here. And hopefully next week I will have more interesting things to show. So thank you guys for joining one more time, and I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy the weekend, and yeah, that's it. Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye, Nick. Bye bye, Seva. Bye bye, Regor. Bye bye, Godfather.